Okay, for this project, I'm using Bernat baby yarn. It's the softy baby yarn, and it is just it's a lightweight 3-ply acrylic yarn, but I'm sure you can use any type of yarn. Just make sure it's kind of soft, and I'm going to be using a size F, which is a 3.75 millimeter crochet hook. Okay, you want to start out with a chain that'll fit around a child's head. I'm making mine for like 0 to 3 months, so I chained 50. But if you have your child next to you, you might want to just measure, kind of hold it, and you want it to be kind of stretchy tight on their heads. Let it stretch out. And then once you get your chain, and if you're following me for my size, I did 50. Without twisting your chain, kind of follow it along. We're going to slip stitch into the very first stitch to form one large ring. So, like that. Then we're going to chain 1. Now I'm going to work around this big ring, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch, but I'm actually gonna, if you have your chain like this, if you flip it, you see these little bumps here, the little loop on the back of each stitch. That's what I'm going to go into. It makes the chain look a little bit, it won't leave big gaps on each side. It'll make it look solid. So we kind of just flip your chain over on the back side, and you see this little loop right here. Just go into it and single crochet. See, here's the front of my chain. Flip it, and there's a little knot on the back, little bump on the back. It's 1 loop. Go through it, and then single crochet, and then again you flip it, and you see the little knot here on the back of the next stitch, and that's the loop you want to go through. Sometimes it's a little difficult to get it, but it sure does make a nice clean finish on your chain. Single crochet, and then you see the next one here. Once you get to going, you'll be able to see it really good. It'll be easy. Here I am fumbling around with it. There. Just like that. It don't really help that I'm using the small needle either, but there we go. And it makes makes it look nice and clean. If we were to do it regular, just chained it and didn't flip it like that, there kind of be these stitches down here be kind of gappy, and it wouldn't look as nice. But also you could use a foundation single crochet too if you wanted to do that, but go ahead and do it this way. So I'm going to go ahead and work around, putting 1 single crochet in every stitch, and I'm putting it in this little back loop of each stitch all the way around until you get back to the beginning. Okay, when you make it back around, you just want to slip stitch into that first single crochet. Go right into it. I just don't like working with these small needles like that. And then you can tie that off, and then we'll go ahead, we'll make the butterfly and sew it on separately. And we'll sew it right here at this, where these meet. That way you won't even be able to see your little top, where you connected it together. You won't even be able to see that, but so that's what that looks like. It makes a nice clean edge when you do it that way. So I'm going to set that to the side, and now I'm going to start on the butterfly, and I'm going to start with a slip knot. Okay, you want to start with a chain of 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now we're going to go back into the first stitch and slip stitch to form a ring. Just like that. Okay, and I'm going to start with a chain of 3. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to go back down to the first stitch of this chain 3 and slip stitch into it. So go all the way down to this very first stitch of the chain 3 and slip stitch. This is a picot stitch, and this is going to form the butterfly's head, like that. Now I'm going to go through the center of the ring, and I'm going to do a slip stitch. So I'm going to go right through the center and slip stitch, just like that. Okay, now I'm going to work on the wings. So I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to go through the center of the ring and do 5 triple crochets. I'm sorry. So a triple is where you yarn over twice, go through the center, draw up a loop, and we're going to yarn over and go through the first 2 loops, yarn over, go through the next 2 loops, and then yarn over and go through the last 2 loops. So I want to do 5 triple crochets. So that's 1, wrap twice and do it again, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. And you want to keep pulling it as you go, like around the circle, to keep it tight. Now I'm just going to go right back through the center and slip stitch again, like that. Now I'm going to chain 1. Now I'm going to do 5 half double crochets through the center of the ring. So I'm going to yarn over and go through the center, draw up a loop, yarn over and go through all the loops on my hook. So that's a half double. I'm going to do that 5 times. That was 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's 5. So kind of pull it up again like that. Now go back through the center of the ring and slip stitch again, like that. Now I'm going to do 5, I'm going to chain 1, and I'm going to do 5 half double crochets again. So now we're working on the other side of the wing, because you got one side done. So go ahead and do 5 half doubles again. And there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Go back through the center and slip stitch, like that. Chain 1. Now I'm going to do 5 triple crochets again. So wrap twice and go through the center and triple 5 times. My yarn split again. It's kind of fumbly on this video, I guess. I'll get it. Okay, there's one triple. Two. Three. Four. And 5. And then you want to just go back through and slip stitch one more time through the center of the ring. Like that. And then you can pull your yarn up. Kind of pull a long tail so you can use that to sew it on if you want. Clip it. Pull it tight. Okay, and you notice you got a circle here. If you take your other tail that you started with and pull it tight, it'll usually make that circle a little bit smaller, like that. So there's a tiny butterfly. Sorry I fumbled around on it so much, but now we're going to sew it on with our yarn needle. So I'm going to take the one tail that I'm not using and kind of just sew it through the back real quick. Sew it around here. And that's another way you can close up the circle too, just sew it shut. But I'm not really going to worry about it. Okay. I think by the time, you ain't really going to be able to tell because you're going to sew it on. So. Okay, now take your long one that you left. And sew in these tails too, but I'm going to go ahead and just show you how to sew this on real quick. Just set it right here where your things meet. Take this tail, kind of pull it to the back like that. I like to go through one time like this. Pull it tight. There we go. So there's your butterfly. And then you just set it on here. Get your right side facing you. And just sew it on to where you feel like it's not going to come off. Go back through. Back through again. So I just sew it a few times till I feel like it's tight. Like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and flip it, and I'm going to weave all these tails in on the back of the band. Okay, once you get all your tails hidden and you get it sewed on, that's it. It's a cute little simple headband. Super easy. I hope you were able to follow along okay. Please don't forget to check me out on Facebook. I'll put a link to that below in the description box. If you make this or anything else, I'd love to see a picture of it. You can post it on my Facebook page. And don't forget to check out my other tutorials too. I got a whole bunch of them. And